Look, even if there's armpit hair, boogers, mucus, whatever on it, you guys said it's still $100. It doesn't lose its value because it's been stepped on, because it's been sat on, because it's been crumbled up. The $100 does not lose its value. It's still $100, and I'm not going to do anything else to it before Oscar kills me for messing up his crispy $100 bill. But that's to show us. You can sit down. Aunque, pongan atención, aunque usted haya pecado, haya hecho lo que se le whatever, even if you've done things that you think are unforgivable by God, guess what? You are of the same value since the first day that God created you. Vales lo mismo para el Señor. Pongan atención. Si ustedes querían estos 100 pesos, even after I did everything that I did with it, imagine how much God wants you and your life and your soul. He created you. He created you. Imagine how much He wants you. Even after all the crap that you go outside and do. Even after all the crap that Peter did, Jesus didn't take His calling away from Peter. You know why? Because God represents love. And you know why? Peter asked for forgiveness. Peter asked God for forgiveness, and Jesus asked him 3 times, the same amount of times that Peter had denied him. Peter, do you love me? Peter, do you love me? Peter, do you love me? And He forgave him. He forgave him. Because you know what? We're never going to understand God's love. But that's just how it is. So we could be like Peter, or we could be like Judas. You guys know who Judas was? He was the one that betrayed him. And Judas se arrepintió. Judas se arrepintió después que le dio el beso ahí, que lo traicionó por 33 coins o whatever. Él se traicionó. Pero tú sabes qué? Judas no confió en la misericordia del Señor y se ahorcó. Judas no confió en la misericordia del Señor, se ahorcó, and guess what? Se jodió. He was done. He was done. But Peter trusted in Jesus. Peter trusted in Jesus, and he reached forgiveness. Now, we're going to come back to that point. The second story that I'm going to tell you is about who? Who? Jonah. Alright, I need Billy. Where's my model? I want you guys are going to see my art skills right now. So, there was this guy. His name was Jonah, and okay, yeah. If you can move that out of the way, Billy, you can stand up here. I need everybody to see my drawing. Okay, better. Let's take some concentration. Espera, tengo que mirar. I gotta look at the map. Okay, I looked at the map. I'm trying to draw Italy and Africa. No me critiquen. Okay, this is the ocean, there's waves or whatever, this is the land, right? So Jonah, look, this is where Jonah lives. Jonah lives here. Listen, my drawings are going to be worth thousands one day. Look, everybody looking? Jonah lives there. Now God, there was this, at Ahaz's time, during the time that Jonah lived, the Assyrian Empire was in control, and their capital was called Nineveh, and they were like, here, I'll just put a big N, that's Nineveh. And the Ninevites were known for their torture, tactics. They skinned people alive, who they conquered. They cut off people's heads. They even made a pyramid of decapitated heads. Sometimes they would take, if they conquered your empire, they would take that ruler and they would like make a mockery out of him and like show him off to all the other people. The point is that God was not happy with him. So he told Jonah, he said, Jonah, I want you to go from here to here, and I want you to tell them that que en 40 días they're done. Lo voy a condenar. Now this is what Jonah did. There was a boat. Okay? So Jonah, God told him to go here. Right? Jonah gets on a boat that's going this way. Why? Because Jonah had some common sense. He did not want to go all the way to Nineveh to tell those people that skin alive, the people that they conquered, that they were doomed. He didn't want to do that. I probably would have done the same thing. So he gets on a boat that's going this way. And when the boat gets to about this point, there's a big storm. So there's like thunder and stuff like that. Right? So there's a big storm. And then they're like, oh my God, these people on the boat, they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And they start throwing cargo overboard because they didn't want to sink it, they didn't want to die. They're like, oh, they're throwing everything out. And then like nothing was like stopping the storm. And they were like, okay, espérate. Aquí Dios está encojonado con alguien in this boat. Who is it? Who is it? And everybody's like, what are you talking about? And so what they did was, tiraron la suerte. Back then what they used to do, people, they would flip a coin to see who it landed on. And guess who the coin landed on? Jonah. And then Jonah was like, yeah, God is mad at me. Yeah. So then they were like, okay, you're going overboard. And then he was like, okay, just throw me. So they throw him overboard. They throw him to about here. And then in comes this really big whale. Okay, right? That's the water coming out of the whale. Right? So look. So along comes this big fish, and he swallows Jonah whole. Se lo comió. Entonces, cuando se lo comió, he brought him all the way to here. So then after that point, that he had been inside of the big fish for 3 days, Jonah was like, okay, God, I guess I'll go to Nineveh and tell them about the news. Okay, so you can sit down. You can just put my map over there so that they can refer to it if they need it. So he goes there and he delivers God's message. And he tells them, ustedes, tan feo para foto, you guys are finished. And you know what they did? Se arrepintieron. All the Ninevites se arrepintieron, le pidieron perdón al Señor. ¿Y tú sabes lo que hizo Dios? He forgave them. He forgave them. Entonces, y Jonás estaba quillado. That's like me back then. He was heated. He's like, God, how can you forgive them? Look at everything that they've done for you. Just done to you. Y tú me mandaste decir eso, pero puedes hacerme a que está mal. ¿Y tú sabes lo que Dios le dijo? I'm God. I can change my mind if I want. They repented and I forgave them. So I gave you 2 examples. Look, 2 examples where God gave a promise. God gave a verdict. In one of them, if he used Jesus to do it. Jesus told Peter, sobre ti edificaré mi iglesia. And even though Peter messed up, se arrepintió and his plan kept going. In the Ninevites case, Jonah went to deliver a prophecy against them. They repented and God forgave them. So basically, God's promise has a lot to do